Hello and welcome back to the channel Held Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe, and also click that notification bell if you're enjoying what you've seen and if you want to see more. Coming up in this episode, Leeds, Rhinos and Wakefield Trinity report losses of two different kinds, but both as heavy hitting. Reports and scorers from the Manlys Eagles and Sydney Roosters NRL game in round 20 from Thursday. And Manlys Eagles players U-turn on Pride jersey, but only for next year. We begin today with the NRL as the weekend's round 20 fixtures are due to kick off, and Thursday morning was the first game. We'll talk about that in a few moments as we will quickly run through where each team is standing and who each team are playing. So it's the Panthers who are reigning supreme at the top of the ladder as they have an 8-point gap over the Cowboys in second place. Panthers will definitely win the league this year. Next comes the Cronulla Sharks, who are doing really well, usually around the third or fourth place position in the last few years, but now are on equal points with Brisbane Broncos, who are in fourth. The biggest droppers are the Melbourne Storm, who have gone down to fifth after multiple multiple losses in the streak, which have not been good since injuries to Pappenhausen, Munster, COVID issues, so on and so forth. I've seen them being consistent in their team and many of the stars missing out. The Rabbitohs have gone on a run which has coincided with the return of Latrell Mitchell, which sees them in 6th place and level on points with the Storm with 6 games to go. Parramatta Eels are next as they drop down the table. Predominantly a 4th place side this year, but a recent run of inconsistency has seen them drop to 7th. The Roosters take up the last place in the top 8, going into the finals and have the advantage. Manlys Eagles come next as they have just dropped out after last time out against their opponents, which seen the Roosters take their place in the top 8. Canberra may have won, but they stay in the same position, 10th, with the St George Illawarra for a 4-way tie for that 8th place, all on 20 points. Then comes a big gap, as there were 3 teams on 12 points, with the Bulldogs, the Warriors and the Knights all vying for that 12th position, but it's in Canterbury's hands due to their winning run recently. Then the wooden spoon is between 2 teams, it seems like, with Gold Coast Titans and West Tigers, both on 8 points. And it's the women's in league round as round 20 kicks off on Thursday between Manlys Eagles and the Sydney Roosters. We'll talk about them in a few moments. Friday opens up with the Warriors versus the Storm, then finishes with the Eels versus Panthers. On Saturday, we have Gold Coast Titans entertaining the Canberra Raiders, while the Cronulla Sharks face the Bunnies in the middle game, while Saturday's final game sees Brisbane Broncos versus West Tigers. The round closes out with 2 games on Sunday, with Newcastle Knights playing the Canterbury Bulldogs and St George Illawarra facing the North Queensland Cowboys. Manly have been the centre of the news this week in the NRL, as there have been a boycott of 7 or more players in not wearing a special shirt made for the Women in Rugby League round. There was a special Pride shirt with the rainbow colours replacing the white stripes on the Manlys Eagles shirt. That has caused the furore where players boycotting the game due to religious grounds. But in a report this week, Manlys Eagles owner Scott Penn has revealed the club's 7 Pride jersey boycotters are open to playing in a rainbow jumper next year. Mr. Penn held peace talks with the players in Narrabeen in the northern Sydney on Tuesday to hear what the footballers' reasons were for refusing to wear the jumper. The club boss said that they were frustrated they had not previously been consulted on the decision to adopt the LGBTQI+ insignia on the team's jersey. The players were upset that they felt the way it was portrayed was a conflict of their religious beliefs. Penn told 9 News. When he was asked whether Manly's pride jersey will be permanently off the cards for the future games, Penn said no, Manly is all about inclusivity. We want to continue the theme, he said. The message they were very clear on was, let's work together. I just don't get it. I really don't get it. If they had an issue with the shirt to begin with, no matter how late in the day it was, why didn't they speak to the coaching staff and the owners before this? It could have been all sorted out in 2 days. Easy enough. Got Ian Roberts up. Whoever. Talk to them about it. And then if they wanted to boycott that at this time around, not a problem. Now they're saying they're open to wearing the shirt next year. The players have won in this instance. Yes. But doesn't look good for the NRL in their different political stances, whether it's women in rugby league, Anzac, Indigenous, Maori weekends that they do. All political statements. Why is this one different? If they didn't have bad luck, they'd have no luck at all, as Wakefield has suffered a devastating injury blow to their newest recruit, George Taufua, who has suffered a season-ending injury. The Samoan and Tongan international suffered a broken arm after Conrad Hurrell broke his tackle in Sunday's 13 points to 12 Golden Point defeat to St Helens. Comes as a cruel blow for Taufua, who was playing just his second game for Trinity since he arrived from the NRL. His coach, Willie Poaching, said he has a pretty bad break in his arm. He had an operation on it on Monday morning. With the situation we are in, unfortunately for George, that's his season done. In the 2 games he's played for us, he's shown more than his value to us. That's one of the side stories in the importance of us staying up, so we are able to keep him with us next season. He's really disappointed. He's gutted that his season's finished that way. In his second game with us, he was just starting to get used to Super League, especially against a side like St Helens. He said he loved the physicality of the game and how it was played. He just has to rest and recover now and be an important part for us on the sideline. Taufua made 164 appearances in the NRL for Manlys Eagles, scoring 88 tries, before he joined Trinity on a deal until the end of the next season, as long as the side stayed in Super League. Stays in Super League. Elsewhere in Yorkshire, Leeds Rhinos, the company behind them, have reported a significant pre-tax loss of an excess of £2 million in their latest accounts. The Super League club's latest accounts, which cover the period year ending 31st of October 2021, show a pre-tax loss of £2.5 million, with the reporting accompanying the account citing the continuing impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. This was up from the 1.2 million in 2020, ensuring the company, Leeds Cricket, Football and Athletics Company Limited, have lost a significant 7-figure sum for a second consecutive year. Turnover was down, with the company turning over 8.5 million, down from 8.7 in the previous year's accounts. Wages and salaries were reduced from 4.4 million to 3.9 million, although the company did receive significantly less in grants from the government's COVID job retention scheme. That figure dropped from £239,809, which was down from £897,414. In the report accompanying the accounts, the directors said, "Nonetheless, the pandemic impacted greatly on the club and its fans. with the postponement arising due to outbreaks at several Super League clubs. The club remains highly grateful to its ongoing support of its fans and their commitment to returning to games despite the uncertainties. The Rhinos are expected to be far from the only Super League club to report continued financial uncertainty and downturn as a result of the pandemic. The impact of Rugby League World Cup being postponed by 12 months was also cited in the report as a major figure for the losses. Anyway, with all that going on, some can forget that there was a game going on for Manly as they played the Sydney Roosters. And with 4 teams locked on 20 competition points and only 6 games to play, the fight to be part of the finals is on in earnest, and Four Pines Park will be humming on Thursday. The Seagulls in 9th place and the Roosters are in 8th, are just 2 of the sides, along with the Raiders and the Dragons, that are fighting it out for their playoff positions. So the showdown between the boys from Sydney's North Beaches and the Bondi Brigade has massive ramifications. It feels like an eternity since the Roosters downed the Manly Seagulls 26 points to 16 in the round 2 at the SCG, both sides battling injuries to star players and bouts of inconsistency since then, but remain well and truly in the hunt for September. In the 37 meetings between the two sides in the NRL era, the Sea Eagles hold the slight 20 wins to 17 advantage. Let's get on to the teams. For the Sea Eagles, Martin Tapau is a late inclusion in the starting 13 to take the place of Kurt De Lewis, who goes back to the bench, with Jason Saab, Christian Tuipulotu, Tolu Kola and Josh Alawai, as well as Halomi Olakatoa, Toa Fofoa Sipley and Josh Schuster standing themselves down due to their personal beliefs. The Sea Eagles will have 2 debutants on the wing, with Impio Seki and Alfred Smalley, while prop Kurt De Lewis and second rower Ethan Belmore was joined the starting side. Forward leaders Jake Choroyevich, hooker Lachlan Croker and back rower Andrew Davey all return after missing round 19 due to COVID. For the Roosters, they are 1 to 17 as they have named since they named the squad back in midweek. But that also means that star centre Joey Manu is back on in the team after his quad injury. Drew Hutchinson then slides to the bench. Maroons prop Lindsay Collins returns from the concussion he suffered in Origin 3, which sees Matt Lodge move to the interchange bench. Adam Kieran is the 18th man. And it was the Roosters that came out with a win, 20 points to 10, in what was a game of contrasting quality for the Roosters either side of half-time. They opened the scoring on the 4th minute when Sam Walker added a penalty after Alfred Smalley was pulled for a high shot in a tackle. It was just penalty sufficient, and the Roosters led 2-0. Daniel Tupou went over for the second try after an overlap was created with the debutant winger for the Sea Eagles being caught inside, and Walker added the extras for 8-0. It was going all one way with the traffic, with Nat Butcher going over for the try on the 20th minute. But sign of life came from the Sea Eagles as Andrew Davey went over for the try, which Ruben Garrick converted for 12 points to 6. But Joey Manu scored on the 28th minute, with Sam Walker converting his second to make it 18 points to 6 at half time. The only points of the second half came from a Sam Walker boot for the Roosters and an Alfred Smalley try on the 77th minute for the Sea Eagles for a 20 points to 10 scoreline. Both teams were down to 12 men at the end of the game as Morgan Harper and Egan Butcher both went into the sin bin for a fracas just before the full-time hooter. And that's it for another episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video worldwide, as well as getting the word out for Rugby League and pressing that notification bell for any new videos that may be coming your way. Tell me what your thoughts are of today's video. Are you in agreement with Manly having played reduced squad? Or do you think that the 7 boycotters need to put on the big boy panties and make a decision for themselves? And now they're going to wear it next year, now that they've got some advance warning. Makes no sense. Anyway, Manly getting beat off the Roosters. Roosters are in the top 8 and cement their place. And at the end of this weekend, Manly could be in 11th. It's that close. Leeds Rhinos money losses. Well, the corporate accounting needed to put them out for the annual statement, and it's come out bad news for the Leeds athletics and cricket group. Just one of those things. Need to grin and bear it for a couple of years and then grow on it. Hopefully the fan base will help that out. Wakefield, as I said, if they didn't have bad luck, they'd have no luck at all. Good luck to Afua with the recovery, and bad luck to Wakefield, another man down. But anyway, comment section is open. Tell me what your thoughts are. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to share this video worldwide. I will now wish you all the best. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next episode.